Good afternoon. Thank you for joining Two Men in the Room. It is 8:03 on this fabulous Thursday. Myself is Vernell James. I'm here from Orlando, Florida. And the host for tonight is my little colleague,
Co-host.
Anthony.
Yes, this is Anthony from Orlando here on a wonderful day, August 17th, 2023. I want to say a big hello to everybody watching on YouTube. Big hello to everyone who's been watching on Rumble. We love you guys. Keep watching. Subscribe. It's going to be great. We've got a couple things tonight. I'll go through them real quick if I can. So, we are still looking for subscribers. So it's free to subscribe. You're only getting notifications of when the show starts. Like right now, you got a pop up saying, "Hey, come join us on our channel on YouTube, Two Men in a Room." So subscribe. Once we hit those 50 subscribers, we will then hold a contest on one of the shows. We'll let you know which show it's going to be. Simply put your name in then, and you could win a fabulous prize that we have awaiting the next winner of our fabulous contests. So once we hit those 50 subscribers, we'll let everybody know, and then we'll let you know which show it is that you enter in. And for tonight's show, we have a wonderful treat. We have a sponsor for tonight's show. And that lovely sponsor is Mayor Cycle Parts. If you need motorcycle parts, they have the greatest selection of lightly used motorcycle parts. They have a wonderful eBay store that you can go check out. It's Mayor Cycle Parts, all one word. And if you don't find what you're looking for on that eBay store, simply email them. And the email's right there on the screen, mayorcycleparts@gmail.com. That's mayorcycleparts, all one word, @gmail.com. So go ahead, go take a look at their eBay store. If you want to restore something, if you want to build your own custom bike, they probably have the parts for you. Check them out. And I want to thank them for sponsoring tonight's show. And if you would like to sponsor one of our shows or throw in a special greeting to someone, wishing them a happy birthday, happy anniversary on one of our shows, I'm going to drop an email in the description of this video. You can email us and we'll put your greeting out there for everyone who watches this show and can see it, and everyone else will celebrate your wonderful moment. And if you want to sponsor, email us also. We'll get you all the details to that. We'll put your small business, large business, any type of thing you want to be doing. We'll put your name out there on the show and get you out there so everyone can see. So, Mr. James, what topics do we have for tonight?
Oh, let's get into it. We want to talk about one of three things. We would like to talk about, do men and women mature? What age should they mature to make a better them? We also got fashion. We want to talk about a little fashion designer. We had a hot topic earlier this afternoon. So I want to know what people think about that. And last but not least, Anthony will give you a brief update on the economy that's going on right now today.
So we'll take a look at the looks of today.
Yes.
All right.
So let's get right into it. So, Anthony, tell me, what age do an individual should become more responsible from being a boy to a man or a girl to a woman, or just responsible, period? I've noticed, or I experienced, in close friends and relatives, that some men just don't mature at all. They still right here thinking they in their prime, clearly they're in their 40s and 50s, and they still act like they in their teens and 20s and young 30s. So what's your take on it? 'Cause I know my take.
Okay. So what age should they? That's a tough question. What age I've seen, I think generally, boys becoming men is more closer to 25, 26, around that age. I think for women, it's a little earlier, 23, 24. Some women start to see the later side of life and start planning for that. Some just don't. I mean, you've got 30-year-olds out there acting like they're 15, and like you say, 40 and 50-year-olds that still act like they're 21, 22, hanging out and just trying to see what they can get out of life. So it's a weird struggle, but I would say those numbers are generally where most people tend to kind of start getting the aspects of life and how to handle life. And if they have, parental guidance, there are some that catch it a little earlier, some that catch it a little later.
Okay, so because I was going to ask you, do you think it's depend on the parenting?
I think it's if not even just parenting, whether you have a guidance there that you can see. Like you can have a big brother, you could have a mentor, you could have somebody like that who can kind of explain things to you. Now, the closer they are to like late teens, early 20s, the more they don't always catch it. But I think as you get into your mid 20s and later 20s, you see the world start kicking your butt a little bit, and you start listening to your mentors, and you start hearing like, oh, okay, like I'm supposed to be doing this and I should be doing this, and maybe I should go and see what I can do out of that. Women, I think, pick it up a little easier because at least today, there's like two lines that you can either go. You can either start doing your career or becoming a housewife, or you could start going into this new spectrum of just like sexualizing yourself and being the life of the party and being the one that everybody wants to be with. And you end up getting a lot of free stuff like that. And sometimes you can't even turn it off. Like, a certain celebrity that just got posted as being way too over the top and is going to be getting a divorce paperwork's filed, so she's getting that divorce. The reports coming out from the Britney Spears, Sam Asghari, sorry if I butchered your name, bro, that looked like she was a little too much to handle, and she's a year younger than me, I think. So she's just like almost 40, if not 40.
So you talk about Britney Spears and her soon to be.
Yeah, there are reports coming out that she was just a little too hot to handle. So I mean, some people just don't turn it off.
Well, she made that song. Oops, I Did It Again.
But those early songs, I think they just wrote for her and just told her to sing it.
You think so?
I really don't. Yeah, I think a lot of these artists, some of their big songs, they just get written by somebody else and are just told, sing this. And they sing it and it sounds good and they make a lot of money. But in reality, they had no real feelings towards it.
I don't want to say they don't have no real feelings towards it. I just think because somebody had to have some type of feeling or emotion to even write the song or experience something in order to write the song, because a lot of celebrities go off what they've been through, what they currently going through. So I just feel like it had to be something in that little era to where somebody was feeling something when they made that song. I just think Britney Spears she should have just got on the hill and rolled all the way down and bumped the head so she could come back to where she needed to be, because she just been going through so much or taking people through so much it's just crazy.
But that's a good example of, not maturing enough. But if you look at the boy bands of that era too, the early 2000s, a lot of those songs that they got big with were never written by any members of the group. So you had these guys and gals growing up in this age of, oh, now we're putting you on and you're making lots of money and you're doing this. And it wasn't till they started getting out of it that they started actually maturing. And some of them were in their late 20s by then. And then they, look at Justin Timberlake. He finally found his career in, movies and TV shows, and he became a father, and he's married, and he's living a good life, and he's doing other side projects now to make money and everything. And a lot of the guys are doing like the side projects. Joey Fatone has a little hot dog business here in Orlando, and he's doing that just to, pay some bills and make some extra money here and there. So it wasn't until they got out of that they really started maturing, which became later in their 20s. So now they're all around 40 or so, and they're finally, some of them are starting to get life. Some of them are still kind of going off the rails.
Well, I could talk about myself as far as being mature because, thank God, my mom taught me at an early age to, summer youth programs. And I think that program really helped me in a lot of ways because at the age of 15, my mom put me in a summer youth program. She said, hey, you have to, one, give me $50 a week and then save the rest to buy your school clothes. So I went to really looking crazy like, well, lady, you had me. Why I got to buy my own school clothes and give you $50 a week. But I thank God for her, and I always told my mom, God rest her soul, that she taught me my work ethics. She taught me not to depend on nobody and just get out there and work for what I want. So I always did that up until now, and I'm, Lord's willing, I'll be 52 next month. But I know everybody is not so lucky to where, that happens. But I think.
So do you feel that made you mature quicker?
I want to say yes. She didn't, I don't think she forced it, but she just wanted me and my siblings to know, hey, you of age to where you could work, because my mom was a migrant worker. And that really taught me, because I didn't want to see my mom struggle. And now, don't get me wrong, she gave us whatever we want. She always managed to do so. But I just think with these programs out there, some people really need to put their kids in those programs to help them later on down in life. And I understand everybody may not learn from it like I did, but I just think the programs will help, because you have a lot of, I have a niece now, she mad because she's not old enough to work, and I look forward to her future because she strives to just want to work, want to be in track, want to do this, want to do that. And, but her ultimate goal is to like work at a young age now to help her mom out. And, but at least she want to do that because you have a lot of teenagers that just don't want to do that. They just want to sit in front of the video game on the phone and not do anything, And I'm not saying it's all the mother's fault because, the mom could be working 2 jobs, trying to make ends meet because it is hard out here. But I think it all depends on the individual and the household plays a little factor. So, what about you?
That's a really good point, and that actually got me thinking a little. I did attend some summer youth camps, and it got me out to see how other kids were living life. And some had an easy road, some had not so easy roads. And I think you kind of started picking up on this is how the outside world works. Because when you're just growing up as a kid, you're in your house and you're in your little neighborhood and you just see, oh, parents go to work and the kids just, play on their bikes or play video games all day and I don't have to worry about anything. But when you start meeting other people from other areas of your community, you start seeing like, oh, well, no, I don't get to do that. I got to go home. I got to wash dishes. I got to, clean the house before my mom gets home because she's going to kill me if I don't. So you kind of started seeing, oh, not every day is a fun day. And you started maturing a little quicker. And perhaps today, I think kids maybe have it a bit too easy, where they get bailed out a little bit quicker. They could sit on their phones. And the really scary thing is you can make a lot of money on your phone. So you have some kids who are just making all this money and they don't really know what's going on or how to do it. And as long as the money keeps coming in, it's going to be okay. But if that money stops, like, what are they going to do? Are they going to be smart enough to find a new way to make money, or are they just going to, I don't even know. Like, it's crazy to think about.
I just think in this day and age, you're correct. A lot of kids have it much easier. And this generation right now today is just, a lot of them just give me too much. I personally, I have young nieces and young nephews that want to do better, want to learn, and you have some that don't, like for instance, my grandbaby, she loved my cousin. She say that's her sister, that's her twin. So be it made. And they both want to learn. Like Tanisha, she'll say, I want to help, and you don't tell a child no when they want to help you do something, especially around the house. Because I just think when I was young, I used to think it was just for women, but it's also for men as well, because it's important to learn how to wash dishes, how to separate clothes, how to wash clothes, how to run a washing machine, a dryer. There's nothing wrong with that. Instead of just doing it for them, get a step stool and say, hey.
Especially with more guys living on their own now. You got to learn that stuff so you can make a life.
I had one guy at a laundromat. I've just been sitting there watching him. He used fabric softener as the detergent. I'm like, okay, where you learn that from? Because no, you totally backwards. So the attendant at the time told him, hey, you got it backwards. He was like, no, I don't. And he was like, yes, you do. That's fabric softener for the rinse cycle. And I just think it's important to teach kids these days, especially about cleanliness, hygiene, and, wanting something out of life. Because, right now, me and you spoke earlier, times are hard. And that's just not for us, it's for a lot of people, and right now, it's hard to find that good friend or that good roommate to rely on to kind of like help you. So, if you do come across that, it's like a rare piece, at an auction or something like that, because everybody don't take life seriously. And I think that's one of the problems. And, two, people just think life is a game when it's not,
Right.
I just sit, and me, I'm nosy. I analyze, I watch people, we have, me and you done seen a lot, witnessed a lot. People, it's just about my phone. No, it's about working. It's about working, work ethics, making sure you looking your best on the job, smelling your best, doing your best on your job, because I can honestly say, I thank God, on my job, I went from being a temp all the way to a man, the warehouse manager, you know. So it could happen, and I tell everybody that, it could happen. You just got to want it, and
Right.
don't wait on it. Show yourself, step forward, and say, "Hey, I want to do this. I want to learn this," and it's okay to go and ask questions because there's nothing wrong with asking questions. It don't make you dumb or anything. You just want to know, And I just think when you get to your late 30s, 40s, it's like, when are you going to settle down and really think about where your life is headed?
Right. I think
You
it's
know,
very easy for people, to sit on, especially with your phone in your hand most of the day. You sit there and you watch people, who uh, I made this video and I made, $10 million. I invested in Bitcoin and I made $3 million. So they think it's real easy to just sit there and just, my phone is going to make it for me, rather than to say, it happens once in a while. I need to really actually go out and do something and figure things out. It's just the easiness of being able to, you can sit on your couch all day, order your food through Instacart or DoorDash. You can work from home now. You never really have to actually get dressed up and go anywhere anymore.
so you thinking that technology is making people lazy?
I think it's the easiness of everything now. People used to dress up to go on planes. You used to, go out for Sunday brunch and, dress up nice and go to church and then Sunday brunch. And I don't think a lot of people do that anymore. I think you kind of slide into this, if you want to say laziness, like a lull, where you say, okay, I didn't do it this week. I'll do it next week. Next week's come. Oh, I didn't do it. Well, I can just do it from home now. So it's a lot easier. I can stay in my sweatpants and I don't have to really, you know, be a person anymore. And you can kind of shut down a little. And I think that's where people stop like maturing and stop like socializing and interacting. And then you start losing that skill. People aren't tactful anymore. I know I've said that a few times on the show, but people don't, you know, relate to other people anymore. And
Okay.
that comes with maturity of going out and meeting other people and seeing their experiences and your experiences and moving things around. And you kind of grow into leadership roles or grow into, I'll say it as fatherly, motherly figures for other people, like mentors and stuff, and you start helping people out. And you're a great example of that. You mentor several people and help them out with everything. So you pick that up from just going out there and experiencing stuff. But if you sit at home and you stay on your phone or your computer, you don't experience it. You never get that level. You don't level up in life.
Yeah. I mean, I agree, and it is just hope this message right now that we're talking about, help another individual or individuals, try to do better in life, because, life is a curveball sometimes, and it's all about, you learn from your experiences, learn from your past, and try to make a better future for yourself and some of your family members. So
Right.
that's what I think. So moving on to the next topic, Anthony. So how do you feel, honestly, about designer labels?
Okay, so the latest fashion trends seems to be, a lot of the name brand, top tier brands. They did very well in sales last year. I'll rattle off some of the names. You're probably better at than me. Gucci. What's the other one?
Louis
Prada,
Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
You got Versace.
Burberry, Versace,
Yeah.
LSV. They did
Yes.
very well last year. So a lot of people are wearing these brands. So, do you have some rules for wearing these brands?
Okay, for number one, in order to wear the brand, let's just make sure you can afford the brand.
Very good rule.
Don't go and try to purchase something that you really can't afford just to look good or make somebody jealous or whatever. So let's just make sure you can afford it. If not, it's okay, because you got to live your life. You should be living your life to your standards, not nobody else. Me personally, I do have a Louis bag, but I saved up for that bag a year before I even bought the bag. That's another way, if you feel like you really want something, just save up for it if you can't afford it right then and there. I could easily.
So I've got a question.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I, have my birthday come up. I get about $500. What's the first thing I should buy? Should I buy a shirt? Should I buy a hat? Should I buy a bag? Should I buy a belt? Like, what's the first thing to get me into the market of wearing these designer brands?
Okay, that's a very good question. Me, myself, I've told you plenty of times, I just feel like when it comes to your birthday and Christmas, you should always treat yourself. As far as what you should buy you, to me, you should always buy something that gonna have longevity. Hey, I bought this wallet for my birthday. It's sentimental. I done had it 4-5 years. Or this shirt, I really wanted it. I seen it. I'm treating myself. I just feel like it all depends on the individual, because it all depends on what you need at the moment. You may need a wallet right now. You may not need a wallet. You may want, like, are you a hat guy?
A baseball cap every now and then.
Okay, so the reason I say, so if it's every now and then don't get a hat.
Okay.
Because you're going to spend all this money on something that you barely use. So I feel like a wallet means a lot, where it should, to men, because everyone should have a wallet, and you're going to carry that wallet. You're going to utilize that wallet. And if you go buy a cheap wallet, you're going to be replacing that wallet probably once a year. When I purchase an item, I go in the description and look, I kind of I like the high-end leathers, like the calf leather, stuff like that, because it's longevity. You don't have to buy a wallet for the next 4 or 5 years, So my Louis Vuitton wallet, I done had that 3 years now, and it looked like as if I just bought it, because I take care of my, my stuff. But I just feel like you can always get cologne, right? So don't waste your time on cologne. I just feel like if it's your birthday, hey, what do I really want for my birthday that's going to make me happy, that's going to be sentimental to me? I worked hard for this, and I know I want this to last a very long time.
Okay. So we've got John here. It's his birthday. He got his $500. He wants to go buy a shirt. Okay. What is $500 enough for this shirt, or can he get 2 shirts? Like, what do you think? And could you name the brand that he could get a good value for the shirt on?
Of course, I can name the brands. You have plenty of brands. You have Rick Owens. You have Off-White. You have Just Done. You have Unrivaled Project. You have Purple Jeans. You have Marcelo Berlin, and then you have Marcel _. Some people don't like clearance because they think they too bougie for clearance. I'm gonna go to clearance. I'm gonna put it out there, because who gonna know I got this shirt off clearance? Nobody. So with $500, will that get you a Louis Vuitton shirt? It'll be a t-shirt V-neck. It'll be a Gucci t-shirt, like a regular t-shirt, but it won't be the one, With with a name brand, it all depends on what brand it is that you may get two shirts. But when it comes to Louis and Gucci and you only gonna get one. Now you may scale with Versace, but Versace have a youth brand, not a youth brand, a brand that's affordable, I should say, that you could get two shirts for $500. It's called Versace Couture. You know, you could get two shirts from that, maybe three, because they shirts like $100, 100 and some change. So you know, you got Valentino, which is a very good brand, and all these brand is from Italy, just about. It's made over there overseas. So it all depends on the individual, what they want at the moment and how they feel it. You know, me, I'm across the board. You know, I may want this one minute, I may want that the next minute. But if it's John's birthday, he got $500, hey, go treat yourself, but make sure you're not broke the next day because you went and bought this gift, because, you know, bills still gonna roll in, things happen. Make sure you have something saved, you know. And I understand it's your birthday, I get that, trust me. But, you know, just go out with a bang for your birthday, because, okay, do you, Anthony, prefer to take the $500 and go buy yourself a gift, or I'm gonna keep this $500, I'm gonna put 2 in the bank and I'm gonna splurge with the 3?
First off, I would never buy a $500 shirt. That's crazy. That's ludicrous. Okay. Now maybe I buy like a $5 shirt, but that's all right. So maybe we need to check like the mid-tier stuff. Maybe we need to check the clearance rack at JCPenney's, hitting Sears up. We're going that route. So
okay, so why JCPenney's and Sears? You could go to Marshalls and get a nice polo. You could go to Saks Off Fifth. You could go to Nordstrom's Rack. You know, you could shop these stores and get a nice name brand shirt for a good cost.
I've been shopping at JCPenney for 37 years.
It's time to let JCPenney is over.
We gotta keep the doors open for them.
No,
Sears is almost out the door, but
well, Sears need to be out the door.
They're getting close, but Penny's still got JCPenney's
next, cause ain't nothing in JCPenney's.
And you know, we were talking about this. I used to go to Finish Line and get 4 shirts for $20. They were about $5 each, and they were good quality shirts that would last. You get them just plain colored T-shirts. So
you still could do that. You just got to go to Foot Locker or Nike Outlet. They have them.
I gotta go see those. I don't know about the Foot Locker ones. Their neck's a little tight, but they were just relaxed neck, very nice fitting, and they just don't do them anymore. And I don't know why.
Well, what brand was it? I know you said
it was the Finish Line brand. It was called Fin Line, FINLINE. It would just be printed on the back of the shirt. Oh, I've gone. I've written. I've called them. They said no. We just stopped making them.
Oh wow!
I'm assuming they just stopped making them because mostly the profit wasn't any good on that. I mean, the shirt probably cost like $1.50, and then you sold it for $5 when you could buy a Nike shirt at $8 and sell it for $30.
Right.
So your profit margin's a lot bigger on just buying the Nike products and selling it.
Okay. Well, hey, I just think you should take your time, shop around. You'll find some good deals out there, you know.
I can always just go hit the gas station and get that gas station T-shirt.
Okay. Let me just say this about the
because that's my next question. Can you mix and match?
Okay, I witnessed an individual when certain brands, but the individual went to the corner store and bought this little cheesy $6 shirt. Now,
$5 gas station shirt.
Right. That's not cute. That's not cute. I feel like if you could buy some $200 shoes, some $200 pants, and then you go to the store and buy a $5, $6 shirt, who does that?
But if it fit and it looked good.
Okay, it fit, it may look good. I give you that. But everything you got on is expensive except that one little cheesy $6 shirt.
Would you be able to notice it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I would. I could see it.
They all look the same. They're either gonna be black or white, and I think they got navy and gray or something like that. I never bought one, but I just feel like if you in a certain car, you driving a car of status, and you got on your LeBrons or your Nikes or your Gucci shoes or whatever, and you got on these pants, I mean, they could be. You shouldn't mismatch because I just feel like you got money for one, you should have money for the other, but it's okay. I just feel like everything on your body is $200 and up, but then you got on this cheap, cheesy looking shirt. That just don't match.
I remember because they used to have like a $3 wife beater,
right,
at those little stations and little mini marts. And they would buy that and then buy $50 pair of jeans to wear with it.
But the guys these days and age, okay, they're gonna buy their J's, and you know J's, and they're gonna be retro. Most of them retro. So you know the retros is $200 and up. They just feel like they buy they retros. They feel like they buy some jeans and go to the corner store, get a shirt, they just clean as a whistle. And it looked good, I give them that. I just feel like if you got your tags hanging out and it say Gucci, you got on these LeBrons or these Burberry shoes, and then you got on a $6 Chevron Texaco shirt, that's not cute. That's not cute. I just know. I'd rather for you to go to get a nice V-neck polo and just wear with it. You know, and I understand a lot of guys say the shirt is comfortable, but I guess it's to their liking. I'm just saying how I feel. They're just my little thoughts, you know, and I'm just me. I'm not, you know, I'm fashion forward a little. I can't afford everything, but I will work on, if I see something I like, I'm gonna buy it, you know. But
you always hit those outlet stores and everything. I pick up a lot of stuff there.
No, okay. The only time I would go to the outlet, I like going to the outlet Monday through Thursday, around 5, 6 o'clock, because it's not that busy. You could get in and out, kind of, you know. And I go to Saks Off Fifth. I ain't gonna lie, you know. I just feel like, so what? Something being made 6 months ago or a year ago. Who cares?
All right.
I'm still looking good. That's all that matters.
Most people aren't going to notice.
Right. But I know for those that are rich and famous and fabulous, they're going to buy the current stuff. You know, those that just came out fresh off the press. I get it. But if you're rich, you could do that. But for those that are not, you know, there's nothing wrong with Nordstrom's Rack and Saks Off Fifth. You know, go to Marshalls and find a nice polo. You know, just shop around. You know, it's okay. It's okay. It's really okay. I just feel like leave the $6 shirt alone if everything else costs $200 and up on your body. That's just not making no sense to me.
Pull up in your $80,000 BMW to pull out with a $6 shirt on.
Right. It's like, where you do that at? Especially, okay, let me say this. If you go into the beach or something, fine. You know, but if you go into the club or you go into something, a certain event, you know, you got to do it up, you know, because a lot of people don't know, when you think people ain't watching, they watching. And, you know, I know about brands, you know.
You are our fashion guru.
Yeah, you know, I try to be a fashion guru, you know, fashion forward. You know, I'm going to wear my, you know, my little polo and stuff, but I got a lot of other brands in my closet. I just feel like, oh, I need to go to the gas station and grab a $6 shirt. Well, where I'm finna go at with that on? You know, but
show up at your family event on a Sunday.
Right, but I'm gonna put it like this: to each his own. How about that?
There we go.
All right, moving on to the next topic. So, Anthony,
yes,
you is the guru in the economy. So, what's going on in these days and ages? What we should be looking forward to? What shouldn't we do at this moment? Tell us about it.
So, if you want to start saving money on those shirts, here's what you should be doing: saving pennies right now. We just hit a new high with credit card debt over $1 trillion. The Federal Reserve actually released the minutes, which is all the details of their last meeting. And they are saying that inflation could still start climbing again. So if they see it climbing, they may likely raise interest rates. What does that mean for all of us? Things such as your credit cards, any loan that has an adjustable rate on it, those rates could go up and you will be paying more money monthly for whatever you have loans on. So one company that came out was Target and said that a lot of people were spending a big chunk of their money more on food than anything else. So in the past, Target would use, and this is kind of the same with, I believe, Walmart and those big superstores that have a food section. You don't make a lot of money on the food when you bring it in. It's kind of just to bring people in. You need your gallon of milk, you need your eggs, you need your bread, you come in. Then you would glance over and say, ooh, the spring line is out. Can I get a new dress? Can I see some new shirts? Anything new out? Ooh, you know what? I need a pillow. Oh, I need a new shower mat. Ooh, I need new stuff. Those items, especially with the electronics section, would bring in a much bigger profit. And what Target has been noticing is that people have not been spending as much money on those bigger ticket items and just more on food and beverages. So we're seeing the uptick in people using their credit cards, not on the Gucci, the Louis Vuitton, and all that stuff. I believe they're using it more on just buying the necessities right now. You know, gasoline for your car to get you back and forth to work, buying food for your house, any medications you may need. I've noticed a lot of these things are jumping in prices much quicker than they have ever, really. So saving money and trying to find ways to save money is a good way to look at it. Second way would be to try to increase your income. If you can maybe get a second job, pick up another income stream somewhere, pet sitting, doing somebody's laundry for them, anything you could think of that will definitely help.
Now, wait a minute. Now, you just can't do no anybody's laundry. You just can't do no anybody's laundry.
If you know what you're doing with laundry.
That's not cute. You know, everybody not clean and up to par with their laundry. So I don't know.
If you could show you could run a successful laundry business, you could start something like that. You know, you pick up people's laundry. I know I had to go to the laundromat last night. It was not fun. So it was not cute, as you say.
Right.
So if I could have had somebody pick it up and do it for me, I think I might have paid for that. So that would be another way you could be making extra money. And another big thing is banks. Banks have been pushing a lot of people to start taking what they call a home equity line of credit, a HELOC. You'll hear that name thrown around a lot. Which is basically if your home is worth, $300,000 and you only owe $150,000 on it, you could take a almost like second loan for that extra value in the home, and you can use the cash to do improvements to the home or pay down loans you may have. So banks are really pushing that because the rates are a bit higher now and they can kind of make their money on that. What they've also been noticing is banks are not taking in as much money. They're offering higher interest rates on their savings, but a lot of people are dipping into their savings. There's been a 36% increase in people dipping into their 401ks under what they call a hardship withdrawal. So that has increased a lot this year. So a lot of people are dipping in and trying to use whatever money they have just to keep the bills and the lights turned on. And it's really starting to stretch a lot of people, I think. And I think the best way is just to kind of hunker down and try to ride through it. Hopefully by the end of this year, we see some kind of major reset. I think even if the government has to step in to do it, I think we need one. I think the longer you were trying to keep these messages of everything's okay, your home value is going to stay the same, don't worry, the economy's doing well, people are spending. I think these messages, without a better explanation of what's going on, are actually pushing people further into debt, thinking, well, if everything's going okay, then I can go do my vacation that I want to do. I can go take my cruise. I can go, purchase that extra lawnmower I wanted. And then they find out, well, no, it's not going okay. And now I need to find more money to pay for everything. So you're kind of seeing a situation where I think the news sounds good, but it may not be as good. Okay. So hunker down. Try not to spend any big amounts of money. I know it's tough sometimes. And just see where things go over the next 6 to 12 months. Certainly watch how the Fed reacts. If you hear about an interest rate hike by the end of the year, don't be surprised. You heard it here. But I think it's just, watching and waiting right now is the best game right now. And that's my look on the economy. Would you like to throw anything else in there?
Oh, no, I love it. I think you explained it well. Now people are going to buy food before they buy anything else. People got to eat in order to survive. We could always go in the closet and wear something we already wore before. So I think it's important that, especially if you have kids, you keep the refrigerator stocked. I know they back in school and they, have lunch and breakfast there. So that should help some parents as far as money wise and not able to buy all this food and groceries or whatever. But, thanks for that knowledge. I hope, it's a lesson for everyone, even myself here. Me and Anthony do appreciate each and everyone that has subscribed, those that are listening. Make sure you leave a comment, tell a sister, friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, relative, neighbor. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Once we hit our 50 subscribers, we will be giving out a fabulous gift from me and Anthony, Anthony and myself. And tune in next Thursday. You never know what we have up our sleeve, especially Anthony, because he always got the wheels twirling in his head.
That's right.
So
sometimes we do just an informational show to help everybody out there. Sometimes we'll be doing, a lot of back and forth, and we'll be discussing great topics. If you have anything that you want us to discuss, feel free to throw it into the comments. Let us know if you have any type of questions, comments, concerns. Shoot us those comments and concerns in the comment section, and we'll do the best to address it as we can. Also want to thank our sponsor for tonight, Mayor Cycle Parts, your motorcycle used parts headquarters. You can check their eBay store, Mayor Cycle Parts, all one word. Or if you don't see what they have and you want to request something, go to mayorcycleparts@gmail.com and send those guys an email. And once again, thank you for the sponsorship for tonight. If you would like your company sponsored, to sponsor our show, or you'd like to send a message to somebody who's watching, feel free to email us. I'll leave a little email down below, and we'll be able to get that message out to all our wonderful subscribers, fans, anyone who decides to just watch the show. Any inspirational notes for the night or anything? Or
Yes. So take what Anthony and myself talked about tonight. Think about what we said. It can help you or someone else, and you could talk to other people that may encourage them to do better. And let's care about one another. Let's love on one another, and be mindful that there's a lot going on out here in this world. Be safe. We love you, and good night.
Good night to everyone watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next Thursday.